Hey, this is Jen with Perpetual Odyssey, and I am here at the Bickley RV Park where my husband and I, Kasey, are currently living, and we are going to do a quick little interview with him today at his job. Hi, Kasey. How are you today?
Fine.
Good. I have some questions for you. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right.
Not like we planned this.
No, not at all.
This is just a big surprise.
Where do you work, and what is your job title?
I work at an RV park,
Uh-huh.
and I'm the assistant manager.
Okay, maybe
Here.
you shouldn't talk with your hair in front of your mouth.
Okay, ask me again.
Okay, so I think we got the answer to that one. I'm going to ask you your second question. All right, so do you work camp or is your job different from that now? Because I thought originally you were work camping here at the RV park, but it sounds maybe like you do something else here now instead.
I started out work camping, and we had a lot of work to do. We were doing luxury lots, and so there was a lot of demoing, a lot of landscaping, a lot of shoveling shells and rocks, and helping putting in pipes. I didn't really know how to do that. We had a full-time maintenance crew then. So I started out work camping, and then they needed part-time in the office, so they asked me if I would do that. I said yes, so I was working in the office as a contractor, which meant I had to do a 1099, file that with taxes, and then I did work camping out and as a laborer, and that was strictly towards rent.
Okay, so when you were work camping, you didn't actually get a paycheck, it just
Correct.
took off of the rent. Okay,
Yep.
got it.
And then more and more time went by, and then they said, "Hey, since you're starting to get in and you have access to all these a lot of people's information, and I dealt and handled with money, I needed to be an employee." So being an employee meant that I was an employee of the park, but the park, not like a lot of other parks, is a trust. So we run 5 properties out of here, not just the 187 sites that we have here. So I work on this other storage facility and storefronts and retail.
Okay, wait for that because I'm going to ask specific questions about that. So, as far as, again, your work here, so you went from being a work camper and your hours that you spent working just covered your rent to being a subcontractor. And now, as I understand it, you're an actual employee here of the park full time with benefits, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool. We're going to pause for a second and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. I had to put the camera down for a second because my arms are getting tired holding it because I didn't bring a tripod. Okay, so Kasey, the next question I had for you is, can you tell me a little bit more about the company you work for?
It's a trust. So we run 5. We do 5 properties out of this office, mostly 5 out of this office. I'm the manager at this other place that it's got a bunch of retail stores, a restaurant, a bar, and all that. And then there's probably 80 something storage units and workshops, workspaces behind it. So I do leases. I figure out what's going on over there, like what needs to be done maintenance wise, and then we have a maintenance team that I communicate to, and we make sure things happen. Like if a air conditioner needs to be replaced or something gets fixed, I need to find out in the lease if that's my responsibility, our responsibility, or the tenant's responsibility. So it's not just the RV park, which is it's a full-time job in itself, but I do that out of this office. We do Mission Plaza, and we do another retail store, which is I think 7 or 8, maybe 9 retail stores right up the street here, and then we do a Napa building, which is Napa Auto Parts. They rent from us, so the trust owns all these properties, and they all kind of funnel through here, and we work with the trust and the bookkeepers and some lawyers that if we need advice or if we need help or anything like that, we can kind of go to them for help.
So, a lot of RV parks are either mom and pop RV parks or big company that just have RV parks. So this is a very different situation than most RV parks, it sounds like, right?
Correct. I believe it was a mobile home park. It was part 1 of 2 mobile home parks, and then as time went by, they started. They had RVs come in here too, but then when management came in about 7, maybe 8 years ago, they kind of wanted to clean the park up a little bit, and so we pulled over 30 mobile homes and put in 30 brand new luxury lots. So I worked with the manager and the maintenance people on getting bids for concrete slabs and pavers and landscaping plants, bulk. So for these luxury lots, they cost us about 20 to 25,000, I believe, a piece. I could be off, but that's what they cost us. So
You mean to build?
Yes.
Okay.
So times 30 or 29, I guess, or 29. And then we did plants and we did irrigation systems. We did brand new pedestals. We wanted to upgrade the park, and in that we did that. And so you'll probably see footage of some before and after pictures. Jen will do that and put that together. But it was a big deal, and we had an awesome team. Everybody was great. The maintenance knew what they were doing. The managers were very getting things done, and I don't know. It was pretty neat to watch and a pretty cool experience. And it'd be neat that I can take that anywhere and do something with it.
So, Kasey, can you tell me about a typical day of work here at the park?
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
There's generally not a typical day at an RV park. You have things that you need to do. Like we're fortunate to have work campers and the maintenance people. They know what they need to do. The work campers report to maintenance.
Do you know any work campers that work here?
I'm looking at one.
Okay, continue.
So, you do the pool.
Mm-hmm.
You do...
lots of things. I'll do my own video on that.
Fine. So we have to make sure that you do your job, which
isn't too hard to do.
It's never been an issue.
No.
And then complaints. And you get them, and I'm not going to get into it, but some of you have all kinds of people that come into a small space, and noise is an issue, sewer smells is sometimes an issue, pool heat and temperature is an issue, parking is
Pets.
an issue. That we just had that today. That was a lovely conversation, and I don't know. Like, there's just so many things. We have activities. We have things that happen all the time, and I don't know. There's so many different personalities in such a small space that, for the most part, I'd say we have over 500 people here. If we have 187 sites and we double that, I don't know. It's close to about 5, and I think things go pretty smoothly. It could be a lot worse, I guess. But we try to make it easy and let people do their thing, and just as long as they don't overstep their neighbors or anything like that.
So, in addition to keeping the peace here at the park and making sure everybody's happy, of course, new people that come in, prospective people to stay in the park, showing around, giving rates and everything, what kinds of things do you have to do here at your desk? I think you have a pretty big role in the administrative stuff, don't you?
Yeah, since the previous manager, I told her I liked web design. I eventually wanted to do that as a remote way of making money.
Mm-hmm.
And so through that, she was very nice, and I got to do the park's website twice. I did one, and then I did an upgrade, which is the current site. I got to do her business. She had a scooter business. I got to do that website. I got to do the storage facilities website, and then I got to do one other website for them. So
what do you mean, do their website?
I was paid to do their websites.
So meaning like they didn't have a website and you put together a website for them?
Yes.
That sounds like a pretty big job. I think they're pretty lucky to have you.
Yeah, you're my wife. You guys did it right. So other than that, there's payday. Or not payday, it's payday for somebody, but it's rent, the first of the month.
Oh, right, when rent is all due.
So
you guys
between the 1st and the 5th, we chase money.
Mm-hmm.
We try to make sure everybody's paid by the 5th, and the electric meters are read, which you do.
I have.
And then we figure out the kilowatts per hour, and we build them with the new campground software, which we just learned in the last 5 months, 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new too. We had to learn a whole campground manager software. So that we had to do chase money from the 1st to the 5th. And if they're late, we put a late fee on them. And then if people, that's on the administration side. When people check in, we have to notify maintenance or the work campers, like maybe escort them down to their spot so they get settled in okay.
Mm-hmm. And you have to do like background checks on new guests and things like that.
Background checks on all long-term stays, criminal, because and it's kind of frightening what we have seen. So be careful out there wherever you go to an RV park. There's some people out there.
It feels good to stay in a park that they do background checks on, though, I think, personally.
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
What else?
Okay, ready for your next question?
Yeah.
All right, pause. Okay, and we're back to ask Kasey some more questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So, what is some of the work that you do at the other properties? Like, what kinds of job things do you have to take care of at the other properties?
Let's just say at the Mission Plaza, if someone wants to, I'm the contact person. If someone wants to see it, if they need a lease, I do the lease.
Meaning a lease for the retail stores and the restaurants and
for
stuff?
For the retail stores, it goes through the trust because it's set up a little different. But I do go to those meetings, and we just put in a brand new key fob gate. So I program those keys remotely from here in that computer, and then I'll meet them at the law firm, and we go over the lease and the terms.
So let's just clarify, because I don't think we covered it. At that particular property, there's self-storage units and workspace units.
Yeah,
so when we're talking about
workshops that
there
have
we go.
Big roll-up gates, you can pull in cars and vehicles, and you can work. People work and do boat mechanics.
Right. So yeah, like there's T-shirt shops and stuff.
Right. So
there's
how workshops and there's storage units.
So how many of those are there? About. There's a lot of them, right? You can look on the computer and see.
At least 76.
Okay, so at least 76.
I think there's 8.
When you're saying you make leases and stuff, you're talking about for those spaces.
Right.
So it's kind of almost like RV sites, but different.
I'm just leasing space.
Okay, interesting.
Really, if you think about it, that's all I do.
Yep, lease space. Cool. Anything else in your jobs that you do at the other properties here?
Well, we had someone lose control and cross the median and run up and go through one of the, over the sidewalk and go through a brick wall onto the parking lot and it hit our fence, but almost went through the retail store. So I was working here. We were shorthand, I guess, out there. So maintenance, who also kind of covers the other properties, called me, and I'm sitting here in a shirt 1 minute, and then I have to go change and go clean up something down the road because someone lost control and hit a building. So I'll help maintenance because they know I'm capable with some of the demoing and the work that we did out here. So yeah.
So you have to be very versatile.
I think so.
Yeah.